So every year we see Apple launching their new iPhones around the globe. Apple has been known for giving users the best, the fast and the premium smartphone anyone can have. But with all of these premiumness and premium features comes a hefty price tag too. And every year when Apple launches their iPhones, the price for the iPhones creates a storm in our bank balances too. But the pricing for the iPhones differs according to the country you live in. As such, at the time of launch event, Apple tell us the price according to the US. But the prices differs, as such it is more costly in India, Russia, Brazil, Mexico, UK. So today in this video we're gonna talk about why the prices for the iPhones are higher in India. And Apple recently launched their iPhone 12 in India, which costs around 80,000 rupees. And by the way guys, if you haven't watched our previous video about the comparison between iPhone 12 and the iPhone 11, so the link will be in the description below and you can see the video in iCards also. So without any further ado, let's start the video. My name is Yashdeep and you are watching TechSpert, so let's get started. So whenever Apple launches any product in India, we Indians start to compare Indian pricing to the US pricing. Yes, we are habitual. And recently Apple launched their iPhone 12 in India, and as such I told it is around 80,000 rupees, which is around $285 to $290 more than the US pricing, and the US pricing is $799. So we all people think that yeah, Apple will be earning a huge profit in India and we start blaming Apple for this. But have you ever thought what's the actual reason behind Apple launching their iPhone series or any product in India in such a high price? So let's break all the information into the points and it will help us in easy understanding. So the first point is, whenever Apple launches any product at the time of launch event, they show us some pricing, but actually that pricing is without the tax. So let's take an example for iPhone 12. So at the time of iPhone 12 launch event, they showed us prices for like $799 for an iPhone 12. But actually that is without tax, and you can find the iPhone 12 in $799 in some states in US, but the iPhone 12 is literally more than $900 in some states in US. So let's try to purchase an iPhone 12 on apple.com, and so let's select all of these options, and then you can see the price for iPhone 12 is around $829 for free SIM variant. For getting an iPhone 12 in $799, you still have to get some carrier version like AT&T and Verizon, etc. Then come down and let's add to the bag, and here you can see iPhone 12 is of $829 in Montana. As such, I added zip code of Montana and the iPhone 12 in New York. So let's try to add the zip code for the New York. So we can see it's around $902. So actually what is this? So there are states in US like Alaska, Delaware, Montana, Oregon and New Hampshire. In these states there is not actually any kind of state sales tax. So all the products here are cheaper without any tax. And there are all the other states in US, those have their own state sales tax. So because of that, all the products including iPhones are very expensive. As such, I gave an example of New York. iPhone 12 costs around $902. Yeah. So let's start the second point. And the second point is that whenever Apple announces any iPhone, to provide that iPhone to the Indian users, Apple generally have two options. The first one is that Apple can assemble that iPhone in India by bringing all those parts and importing those parts from outside country inside India and then assembling it and then giving it to Indian users. But this process is not as simple as you think. To provide assembling process in India, to initiate assembling process in India, Indian government says that up to 30% of all those parts should be made in India. Apple had to add 30% made in India part to those assembling lines and to those iPhone 12s if they have to provide iPhone 12 to India by assembling process. So the second process is that Apple can import all fully assembled iPhone from outside country to the India, and then they can provide those iPhones to the Indian users. But this process is somewhat costly because assembling process require less amount of taxes, but importing whole lot of iPhones from outside country fully assembled cost more taxes. But actually, can you think which process Apple takes? Apple chooses the second process as the most favorable one because in the new iPhone 12 lineup, Apple can't risk anything. See, Apple is known for their premium features and the premium feel. Apple think that providing Indian parts or providing parts which is made in India with less technology can cause the lack in the premiumness. So Apple can't risk anything, at least in the starting for the iPhone 12s. So they consider bringing whole fully assembled iPhones from outside country to inside India, and that cause more taxes. So we'll talk about the taxes further in this video. By the way, the assembling for the iPhone 6s, 7, XR and the iPhone 11 occurs in India because these are somewhat older than the iPhone 12. So assembling them with Indian parts and the parts made in India is totally fine for Apple, and this process generally reduces the price for the iPhones. So in the third point, let's talk about taxes, which actually make the prices for the iPhones sky touching. So to import any smartphone or any product to the India, the company have to give two type of taxes. The first one is GST. So the company have to give 18% GST to the Indian government. Also about 20 to 22% of import duty taxes to the government. So let's take an example for iPhone 12. So iPhone 12 in US, as it costs $799 as the base price. So without any tax, it's $799. Now add 18% GST to it. So it will be 18% of $799, and that is around $143.82. And adding 20% of import duty tax, that will be around $159.8. So it means Apple have to pay additional $303 extra to the Indian government for importing iPhone 12 from outside country to inside country and providing those iPhones to the Indian user. So now adding $799 to $303.62, and according to today's rate, it is around 81,998.62 Indian rupees. And Apple have launched iPhone 12 in India around 80,000 rupees, actually less than the price which Apple pay actually. So that's the main reason, guys, why iPhones in India are literally so much expensive. There is no fault for the Apple. Yeah, Apple have to make an iPhone which looks premium, so all of this premiumness will cost you more, because as such, you know, iPhone are not as compared to the normal Android smartphones. But there's a twist in the pricing for the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So like after adding 18% of GST and 20% of import duty taxes, the price for the iPhone 12 Pro becomes $1,378.62 in India. But you guys will think that in India, iPhone 12 Pro will cost around 1,19,900 rupees. So the extra 19,900 rupees kind of will go to Apple's pocket. So guys, as such, you know, in iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max, Apple have introduced their LiDAR sensor. So basically, in India, LiDAR sensor comes in the category of weapon. Like India have some kind of specific rules and regulation for those weapon category radar sensors, and the LiDAR sensor comes in that category. So Apple have to pay a hefty amount of fees for the licensing of these LiDAR sensors. So this extra amount of around 18 to 19,000 rupees directly goes to the government again for the licensing of LiDAR sensor. Yes, and because of this thing only, in India, the modern cars don't come with radar sensor technology, because as such, they also have to pay a hefty amount of money to the Indian government for the licensing. So overall, if I summarize, Apple takes genuine amount of money from the users, but actually these taxes in India, the GST, 18% GST and 20 to 22% of imported taxes, and when we will add these to the actual amount, that is around $799, these will increase the amount so much that it will cost Indians too much. In this, Apple can't do anything. Apple just can do one thing. Apple can start the assembly for the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max in India. But this can only happen when the iPhone 13 will arrive. But assembly for iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max is not sure will be in India, because still that for the 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max, there is no assembly in India. Just for the 11, the assembly is in India. So that's all for the video, guys. I hope I was able to make you understand why the iPhones in India are so much costly, why the prices for the iPhones are sky touching. So if you like the video, do comment, like, subscribe and share, and I always try to bring such kind of interesting videos for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Catch you guys later in next one.